Trump's Amnesty would transform how future generations perceive Mr. President, the 47th. Narrative should be clear. This is the party that championed legal immigration, not the one that turned its back on newcomers. When you respect America's laws, America respects you in return. What Democrats intended as a gesture of kindness spiraled into disorder. Republicans can now offer a compelling alternative, compassion, but within the framework of law and order. Hello and welcome to American Files. The Trump Amnesty is the subject of the fight today. My journey to the United States began nearly 3 decades ago. I waited patiently in line, navigated a maze of regulations, and respected every requirement placed before me. Each milestone I achieved was earned by adhering strictly to the rule of law. This experience instilled in me a fundamental belief. When you respect America's laws, America respects you in return. This principle must remain at the core of our immigration system. No one should be allowed to skip the line, bypass the legal process, or scale the fences of this nation without proper authorization. Under President Joe Biden, significant changes were made to America's immigration enforcement strategy. These changes led to substantial consequences. From January 2021 through 2024, the U.S. Border Patrol recorded over 7.2 million encounters at the southern border alone. This figure does not include the estimated 1.5 million gotaways, individuals who successfully avoided detection altogether. During fiscal years 2022 and 23, illegal crossings consistently hit record highs, reaching 2.7 to 2.8 million annually. Several Biden policy decisions contributed to this crisis. Among the most impactful was the immediate halt of border wall construction upon assumption of office. This decision sent a signal to smugglers and would-be migrants that border enforcement had weakened. The revival of the catch and release policy, where many detainees were released while awaiting court hearings, further diminished any deterrent effect. Programs like the Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans parole and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection One App enable over 1.3 million travelers to enter under parole provisions. But critics argue these initiatives inadvertently encourage illegal migration. Moreover, numerous non-governmental organizations, often funded by taxpayers' dollars, under the Biden administration provided resources such as transportation, housing, and translation services. While perhaps well-intentioned, these efforts may have unintentionally incentivized further unauthorized migration into the United States. These were not passive oversights, but active policy choices that created a channel for unlawful entry. The outcome has been nothing short of a legal and constitutional crisis at our nation's doorstep. The influx of migrants has also brought serious security concerns. In Los Angeles, for example, recent immigration and custom enforcement ICE operations led to the removal of nearly 45 illegal immigrants from public spaces. Many of these individuals had criminal records that included sexual assault, drug trafficking, burglary, gang-related violence, and even murder. Among them was Rolando Enriquez, a convicted burglar and sexual assailant with sentences in both Canada and California. Other arrests involve non-gang members and drug dealers such as Jos Ortiz, an affiliate of the Brass 13 gang. In a broader sweep, ICE apprehended over 330 illegal immigrants in Los Angeles alone. Individuals with convictions for crimes like child molestation, murder, arson, and attacks on law enforcement. San Antonio saw similar operations, including the arrest of 2 men, one with previous convictions for rape, robbery, and auto theft. National ICE statistics reveal that tens of thousands of illegal immigrants with convictions for serious offenses such as sexual assault and homicide are currently residing freely within the borders of the USA. Alarmingly, Homeland Security agencies have reported 385 encounters with individuals on terrorist watch lists at the southwest border since fiscal year 2021. The northern border with Canada has seen over 500,000 such encounters during the same period. This data is not political spin. It is the unfiltered record of law enforcement agencies tasked with securing America's borders. Faced with this choice, this is why a strategic and coherent response is needed. Were I President Donald Trump, I would propose a clear and robust 4-point plan to restore order and honor both national security and human dignity. First, a policy of zero tolerance, which he is already doing for immigrants with felony convictions. Any immigrant found guilty of a felony, regardless of the time, location, or nature of the offense, should be subject to immediate deportation or removal from the country. This is not about punishment but protection. The recently enacted Lincoln-Riley Act, passed in January 2025, mandates automatic detention and deportation for immigrants convicted of assault, theft, or vehicular manslaughter. This law reflects a core value that those who violate the safety and trust of American citizens cannot be allowed to remain. The message must be unmistakable. Violence, exploitation, and lawlessness will not be tolerated. Second, President Trump should consider conditional amnesty for the majority of migrants who entered illegally but have no criminal record. Most of these individuals came seeking opportunity to better their life, not to commit offenses. Offering conditional permanent residency to those who register with authorities, pay their fines, and pledge to remain crime-free respects their desire for a better life while upholding our legal standards. This approach would free up enforcement resources to concentrate on genuine threats and would frame the Republican Party as compassionate but orderly, a balance too often lost in today's discourse. Third, we must secure our borders unequivocally. This includes completing the southern border wall or fence and ensuring full coverage in high traffic regions. We must also reinforce northern border security by strengthening agreements like the Safe Third Country Arrangement with Canada, the expansion of customs and border protection, ICE, and National Guard involvement, alongside potential military cooperation, will fortify these physical defenses and make America more secure. The wall or the fence should not be a symbol of division, but a practical necessity, an assertion that our national boundaries mean something and will be respected. Fourth, the Republican Party should seize this moment to redefine itself as pro-immigrant and pro-American. Former President Ronald Reagan offered amnesty. A modernized, structured version under President Trump could provide the same relief, but with built-in accountability. This initiative, possibly branded as the Trump'S Amnesty, would transform how future generations perceive Mr. President, the 47th. The narrative should be clear. This is the party that championed legal immigration, not the one that turned its back on newcomers. It is a vision that merges compassion with control, honoring those who strive to follow the law. Democrats, in contrast, attempted to appear welcoming, but misjudged the consequences by dismantling deterrence, enabling mass NGO support, and focusing narrowly on legal entries. They overlooked the broader impact of illegal migration. This created vulnerabilities that President Trump's Thai policies are uniquely poised to address. What Democrats intended as a gesture of kindness spiraled into disorder. Republicans can now offer a compelling alternative, compassion, but within the framework of law and order. The political rewards of such a strategy are considerable. Removing felons and dismantling criminal networks enhances public safety, earning the trust of everyday citizens. Reaffirming a civilization-level principle that laws matter and must be upheld restores the nation's moral clarity. With conditional amnesty, the Republican Party can shed the stigma of being anti-immigrant, inviting a new generation of voters to see it as a gateway to legitimacy and inclusion. For many immigrants working diligently in factories, in farms, hospitals, and schools, the memory of who offered them a legal path to citizenship lingers. It will be remembered that it was the Republican Party under President Trump that embraced them through order and opportunity. This approach also secures a lasting legacy. Like Reagan's 1986 immigration reform, the Trump amnesty could become a landmark event in U.S. history, a moment when pragmatism met principle and transformed national policy. Balanced enforcement is key. While rigorous measures must be applied to felons and repeat offenders, mercy, and structure can be extended to those seeking honest work and a better future. This principle applies even to visa overstayers, who must also be addressed to prevent loopholes from eroding the system. This is not xenophobia. It is governance with integrity. America must continue to welcome those who bring labor, love, and lawful intention. But it must also reserve the right to turn away those who threaten its people and its principles. As someone who earned the right to call America home, I say this with conviction. The pride of following the law must not be diluted by policies that excuse those who break it. America stands as a pivotal at a pivotal moment, with millions of unauthorized entries, widespread criminal activity, and a fractured enforcement system. The path forward demands courage, and President Trump is courageous enough to do this. Through decisive action, removing dangerous individuals, offering a structured path to legality, completing our border infrastructure, and reshaping the political conversation, America can reclaim both our safety and our spirit. This strategy does more than win elections. It restores confidence, secures neighborhoods, and reshapes America's immigration story. And when history looks back, let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, America opened its arms to those who honor its laws and closed its gates to those who did not. That is how a nation respects itself. That is how a nation earns the respect of the world. And that is a fight for you today. Please follow us, like, subscribe, and share if you like what you heard today and want to stay updated.